everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulites. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with the final fitting for the fashion show for the Final Four, and what closes with America's Next Top Model, Season 24. If you guessed or read, America's Next Top Model, Season 24, Episode 14, the finale. Beauty is, I don't know, when I Googled it, I didn't see the answer. And then I saw last week, I just saw what the title was for last week. So last week it was Beauty is Commercial. I don't know what this one is, but it's the finale. You're correct. Thank you so much for clicking on the video or jumping on live. Hey! And watching the playback or whatever. And liking as you come in the room, liking as you leave the room, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, all of those things help to build us to our goal of our first 1,000 charter subscribers. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us proceed with the recap and review of the finale. So we open basically where we left off, sort of, kind of. We're going to do the Phil Klein fitting for the fashion show. Before that, they kind of like spent a little bit of time with, you know, kind of like showing everybody stories, bringing them up to date. They show, one thing that I thought was interesting is they showed, you know, Shanice and how, you know, from beginning to now, she had gone from, you know, number 14 and number 13, and you know that she seemed to have a general trend of progressing up the charts. And then they showed that Christiana was very consistent with her, you know, excellence, that she pretty much stayed on the top. So we go to the Phil Klein fitting. Phil Klein is kind of mean. He tells Christiana basically that she looks like a horse. And then he tells Shanice that this is not the walk of shame, it's the walk of fame. I'm like, who talks to people? I mean, I didn't really understand. I'm kind of like, oh, look, I don't know. I wear glasses, y'all. They have a glare. I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. He tells Jenna that she's beautiful and strong. He's liked her all along. We know that he kept her in the competition because supposedly last week when they were supposed to go from 4 to 3, they went from 4 to 3, and then she got the Phil Klein save, and he had already said that he thought that she was sexy. I'm like, do they have something going on? Did she promise him something? Does he think he gonna get something? Is he gonna get something? Did he get something? I don't know, but I mean. And then Kyla, he tells us that he likes her. I don't know if he said anything to her. So it was kind of like, of the 4 women, he said something negative to 2 of their faces. One of them, he said something positive, but the other one, he didn't really, he seemed to be neutral. But I kind of felt like, you know, he might like Jenna today and be dogging her out tomorrow. I did not like it. I did not. Okay, so then we see Christiana. She's breaking down. She held it together basically through the season. She held it together through that fitting. But she said that, you know, growing up in her home, that she was not really considered attractive where she's from. Is she from Russia? I'm sorry, I wasn't paying good attention. She wasn't, thank you for the like. She was not considered attractive, and people called her horse. You know, it like brings up, you know, childhood trauma and childhood insecurities, or, you know, and she just she's breaking down. She's feeling bad, she's feeling weak, she's feeling stupid, she's feeling horsey, she's feeling unworthy. So it's kind of intense. So we find out that they're going to have a paper magazine shooting. They already shot a cover, and now they're shooting for the inside of the magazine. But before they actually do the shooting, I mean, not like bang bang shooting, but like click click shooting for paper magazine, there is going to be a cut. And we knew at the end of the last episode, they said somebody could be cut at any time. So I figured they were going to be cutting somebody. I started to get very stressed out. Hey, Yappa Yappa. I missed your live. I was otherwise occupied. I just saw it when I picked up my phone a couple minutes ago. But anyway, I'll check it out later. I'm like, no, because I kind of felt like Shanice was about to go, and y'all know that's who I'm rooting for. She's the darkest one there, so that's who I'm rooting for. So she was the darkest one there, so they say it's gonna be a cut, and then it's Shanice. I was like, no, but I tried to pull myself together and go on. I couldn't decide if I was gonna root for Kyla. I like Christiana, but I feel like I have to root for somebody who has some color. Not to say Christiana, but you know what I'm saying. You know what but anyway. So I didn't know who I was rooting for because I like Christiana, I like Kyla, I don't like Jenna. So I guess I was rooting for Kyla and Christiana. So then Jenna is like, when they go to do the photo shoot for Paper Magazine, when she first shows up for the shoot, they have her styled with her bald head. The artistic director, who's one of our judges, whose names I never remember. I don't care for him very much. But anyway, he's kind of like, the bald hair is not working. You're not working the bald hair. So they put her in a wig. I thought it was cute. It was like really big and kind of retro looking. Then Christiana has her photo shoot. Then Kyla has her photo shoot. The artistic director is like, it's fantastic. And then Kyla is like, well, when I started, yes, really? Can you believe it? Kyla is like, when I started, I thought I should just, modeling meant just stand there and be pretty and the camera would capture your beauty. And she said she's starting to learn now, that she got to do a little bit more than just be pretty. And Jenna is like, Kyla doesn't have the pose repertoire that me and Christiana have. She's just so green. But the modeling industry loves, little girls. So the greener, the better as far as they're concerned. There's not like a lot of value on experience in the modeling industry, Miss Jenna. So for every supermodel, there are a good million, gazillion women who are not or women and girls who are not supermodels. Okay, so we're at the site for the final runway, and they're walking with some of the women that they started with, who have been eliminated. So Stacy comes and she's giving the young women a pep talk, and Christiana is crying. Okay. Good night. Mutual Admiration Society. You should listen to America's Next Top Model. So Christiana, I know it's late. I gotta hurry up. So Christiana is crying. Stacy, or is it Stacy? Stacy is like, girl, why you crying? You in the top 3. Big ups, And Jenna is like, Christiana is too weak. And then Stacy gives Christiana sort of like a personalized pep talk. So I thought that was nice. Tyra comes in and there's like 4 or 5 little girls. And they're like, they're little girls who, one of them is bald headed. One of them is very chocolate with like big curly, hair, not tightly curled, but tightly curled. One is Asian, so they're kind of like, got a little variety in the little girls that they've cast. And so, they're going to be on the fashion show. So the fashion show happens. As soon as I said, it's hard to watch the final 3 modeling with the little kids because all you want to do is, the little girls are so cute. We just watching the little girls. We don't know what the models are doing, or the adult models. And then no sooner than that, the little girls stopped walking. So then it was just, the adults walking. So then, the fashion show was over. Everybody more or less looked like they did, a good job to me, who walked, from what I could see or notice. And we find out that there's one panel left. We knew there was one panel left, but what we didn't know is that one last final panel was happening on the stage right now. Okay, so they're going to be evaluated on the photo that they took earlier for Paper Magazine. And she said that one person, will go home immediately, like you got to go. And so Kyla, they pull up her photo. They like her photo. She looks very colored, like with that, was it blonde wig or whatever? I don't think of her as looking, like a person of color exactly to me, but with that wig on, I was like, oh, she looks like a person of color. And Tyra is like, you look like a dirty girl who has got her booty, dang, washed out, who has to get her booty washed out on a cloud of soap. I was like, oh my God, Tyra, TMI, be quiet. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Okay. And then Christiana, Ashley, and Tyra, and the art director like her photograph. La Roche does not like it. And then Jenna, the art director, he says that he likes the photograph, but not the performance. And Ashley is like, you got to, work on that sexy thing. That sexy thing is good for paper, but it's not good for everything. You can't always just pull out the sexy card and that's all you got. You got to have more in your repertoire. Basically, that's what she's saying. But Tyra likes the photo. And then La Roche kind of gets annoyed with the art director because he's like, you're saying that you like the photo, but not the performance. I've always seen her work hard. And then the art director was like, well, you should have been at the photo shoot because then you would have seen what I was saying. And I was kind of like, if somebody styles you, now I do feel like, theoretically as a model, it's kind of your job. If somebody style you in a paper bag, in a way, it's your job to make it look like paper bags are all the rage and everybody wants a paper bag and everybody needs to pay $6 million for a paper bag. So I kind of understand that in a way, like there's a certain aspect to selling, with your body, with your attitude, with whatever, when you're a model. But then again, I feel like they styled her, like, I don't know. So on one hand, I was kind of like, on one hand, I'm like, I guess for him, she was just not selling it until she put the wig on. Now, I don't know if she feels different with the wig on or not. I couldn't necessarily see a difference. But I remember that one photo shoot with Shanice where they had styled her a certain way and then they restyled her. So it kind of makes me kind of feel like a way about his styling and him as an art director. Personally, I never came to like him this whole season. So then there's an elimination and oh my gosh, I'm shocked because Christiana is eliminated. I did not think, hey, Bonafide, a flower. Thank you for the flower. I did not think that Christiana was going to get eliminated. So she gets eliminated. I was shocked. I thought she was going to be a finalist. And I actually thought that Kyla was going to be a finalist. So I'm kind of, so there's Kyla and Jenna who are the finalists. They're going to evaluate them based on the fashion show runway and, the walk from that runway and then also their body of work. Jenna is very hard and cold, but she has a fierce walk. Oh, hey, you're still here. And then they talk about the fact that on the runway, Miss Gina, I call her Jenna, but Miss Gina, she walked up with the little girl. And then when they got to the end of the runway, she stopped and then she turned and she left. And, they felt that was just like really cold and mean. And I think that America's Next Top Model brand, I think that Tyra is really kind of sensitive about like the whole mean girl thing. And Gina has definitely been edited as a mean girl. So I don't think she's, that's right. You sit quietly. I had said I was going to put some people's phones when I'm around people and I see their phones, I'm going to put their phones on my channel and just make it run silently in the background to add to my watch time. I think it just helps YouTube. I don't think it necessarily helps me, but anyway. So I thought that whole thing about how they've edited Gina and also how, they kind of showed that thing, showed that she was not, they were not feeling her for the America's Next Top Model brand. And then La Roche is like, well, she's the girl that if a building was burning, she would run back into the building to get her expensive bag. And it's kind of like, so they didn't really, she had that mean girl thing going. And Kyla, of course, is like the sweet, innocent, doy, child. So she, they said they had already kind of called her a supermodel. They felt that she had great potential. And so she was the winner. So that was the end of the episode, America's Next Top Model. And you know what's next? You probably don't know, but Married at First Sight. And ooh-wee, I have some conversations to have with Mr. John. But that's it. So like, share, comment, subscribe. Did you think that that's who was going to win? I thought Kyla was in the running. I thought it was between, oh, goody. I love Married at First Sight. I think you should watch it. I thought that with your smart behind. I thought that it was going to be between Kyla or Christiana. And I just hope, I feel sad for Shanice, or I feel concerned for Shanice, because, you know, most of the people who get on America's Next Top Model, we never really hear from them. But, you know, I know she felt like a lot of financial and economic pressure, you know, in terms of like taking care of her family. And, you know, I just, in her story, you know, just the poverty that she expressed that she came from and living in her car. So we send out prayers to Miss Shanice, and hopefully, you know, well, I know her life is going to work out good. So that's it. That's America's Next Top Model season 24. Next time that they come back, I really need for them to travel, because part of the reason that we watch America's Next Top Model is so we can go around the world with them. We ain't trying to go to, I mean, LA is cool, but no, we need the international aspect around when they get to the top 6. So, you know, the season was good. I made it through. I guess last season I didn't make it through, so it was good enough. And it was very America's Next Top Model. So it kind of more or less gave me what I've come to expect. And so, you know, I'm cool with that. But I think we need to, you know, re-elevate and go back to travelation. How are we going to have America's Next Top Model with no traveling? Everybody knows top models travel. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace.